A beautiful morning to you and welcome to the newspaper review right here at Prime Media TV. I am Treasure bringing to you the review for today. And as always, I have lots of news to be reviewed with you. First of which is Kenneth Okonkwo dumps Labour Party, saying Peter Obi lacks capacity to lead Nigeria. The spokesperson for the Labour Party presidential campaign in the 2023 general election, Kenneth Okonkwo, has dumped the party. Okonkwo majorly blamed the party's presidential candidate for the last election, Peter Obi, and the crisis rocking the party for his decision. The filmmaker cum politician also slammed the People's Democratic Party, PDP, and the All Progressive Congress, APC, saying both parties are taking Nigerians nowhere. All right, over the weekend, we saw that Kenneth Okonkwo, who were seen singing the praises of Mr. Peter Obi, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party during the 2023 election, has all of a sudden turned his back, dumping the party, and not just dumping the party, saying that the man, Peter Obi, lacks the capacity or what it takes to lead Nigeria. So, as an individual, I'm confused. Seeing what he did last year during the election, even in the courts, seeing how he was singing and supporting the Labour Party and Mr. Peter Obi, and how he has all of a sudden turned his back at him is a surprise to many Nigerians. And today we'll be reviewing this, and with me to review this is my co-host, Miss Ignited Ayo. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
So, this man, Kenneth Okonkwo, is a man that, he's turned back to Peter Obi is a very big shock to Nigerians. So I would like to hear your thoughts. What do you think would have prompted a man of his kind, judging from the role he played during the 2023 election, what do you think would have, led to this, change of mind and not just dumping the party, which he campaigned for, but also saying that the man who he campaigned for lacks, all of a sudden, lacks the capacity to lead Nigeria. What can you say about this?
All right. We should understand that Kenneth Okonkwo was the spokesperson for the Labour Party prior to this time. And, for the fact that he was a spokesperson, he is now saying it was an open letter to all of his countrymen that he said he is now renouncing his membership from the Labour Party. And I think the best way to know why he is doing this is from his open letter. And if we can have the open letter in display to, get his reason, he wrote about 17 reasons why he's leaving the Labour Party. And, it is going to be a very long one, but I think we should analyze it one after the other to be able to get a standpoint on why he is renouncing his membership on from a Labour Party. The first thing he wrote is, I said, to my countrymen with love, I write to update you on my political journey so far as follows. I am committed irreversibly to a great Nigeria to build on equity, justice, and fairness, where every citizen will be free and able to aspire to any position or level in life without regard to primordial sentiments built around ethnicity, religion, sex, or circumstances of birth. And he further highlighted that APC or PDP, as presently constituted, do not have what it takes to lead us to a great nation. Indeed, their combined leadership is trying to cripple Nigeria, as this blessed country is now down economically. So he highlighted the fact that under the leadership that we have experienced in the past from the PDP and the current administration, who is from APC, that they are not able to take Nigeria to where Nigeria ought to be. And nobody is blind to see that. We have seen what this political party has done to us. And on this table, we have considered that can political party help us? And over time, we see that with the rottenness in the political sector, it will only take a whole lot of work, a whole lot of hard work for political party to take us to where we ought to be in Nigeria. Then he further highlighted that we need a decisive leader, and Nigerians know this, that we need a leader who will be able to take up decision, who will be able to make decision and stand by it. But I think one thing that Kenneth Okonkwo forgets is that if we want to take power from those who took power by grabbing it ourselves, we will not be able to get what we want. There are times that you want a change, you want something to happen a particular way, and because you want it very fast, if care is not taken, you may be doing the same thing that you are accusing others to be guilty of. We've been pointing our fingers at this administration that they took power by grabbing, but we should understand that we cannot take over from them by grabbing ourselves.
That's true.
So according to him, it feels like Peter Obi is too slow in his decision making. It feels like by now we ought to be seeing what we are saying. And according to him, he said Peter Obi is not interested in working on he's not interested in solving the problem from the grassroots, which is combing out corruption from the political party that will lead us. That's when they over time that they've been conversing, that Peter Obi is only interested in a new Nigeria. He's not interested in the political party that he's working with to become better and all of that. And I think this is what we should be looking at, that how can we have a better political party? How can we have a better Nigeria if the political party itself is not working fine? And one of the many things that came to my mind is that Peter Obi is just a member who happened to take up the presidential who happened to be contesting for the presidential whatever from this political party. Is not the he's not the founder of the political party, for crying out loud. So and my answer to Kenneth Okonkwo is going to be that, it is not the duty of one man to change everybody. You must understand that. To have a change, for a change to happen, it is a collective effort. And this is what people forget in leadership. Like, leadership is not that I am the head of this organization, I am the only one that can make a change in this organization. That is not leadership. Leadership is that even as a floor member in that organization, you have the power of influence to give an opinion on how things ought to be done, and your opinion is bought over by the people in that organization, and they see that, oh, you have an idea that can work for us in this organization. Now let's implement this idea and see how it works. So that is what he forgot. Yes, Peter Obi is at the forefront, fighting for a new Nigeria. The fact that you are the spokesperson for the political party, there are other members that you can actually influence. There are people that you can talk to. There is something you feel like this man is at the forefront. He wants a new Nigeria, but you are saying that this man is so focused on a new Nigeria. Let assign and delegate other people that, okay, this corruption is, over time we have seen that to some extent we are feeling like Peter Obi is not even in Labour Party any longer. Why? Because he's more interested in the obedience movement. He's not. He's one of the
which is not a political race.
It is not a political race. He's more interested in let the country become better. It will start with us. So I think that is what we should be looking at. That if this man is at the forefront, who should be at the grassroots, ensuring that the corruption in the political party should not become a thing? So I think that should be the focus of attention now.
All right. Judging from all Kenneth Okonkwo said, so many things were coming to mind. And one of the things that have been coming to mind, since he has accused and stated that both PDP and APC has lost capacity to lead Nigeria. Now, could that mean that he's plotting to raise his own or a new political party? Because if he's saying that, just like the current president's promise that he's coming with a renewed hope agenda, saying that he's going to do better than the previous administration. Could it be that Kenneth Okonkwo has an intention of creating a new political party? Or what can you make of that statement that both APC and Labour Party, the PDP, they all has lost what it takes to lead? What can you say about that?
We should understand that, I've actually touched on that earlier. We should understand that it is not the duty of one person to bring the change that we need.
Yeah.
We must understand that if you want a change is a collective effort. And one person alone cannot carry the burden of the political party on his head. That is why we have secretaries. That is why we have chairmen. That is why we have spokesperson like him. That is why we have a whole lot of people in the political sector. So he is saying that Mr. Peter Obi does not have the capacity. Sometimes when a leader is doing something, you feel like, because you are not in the person's shoe, you feel like the person is not doing enough.
Yeah.
Until you are in the position of authority yourself, then you realize that, I'm not seeing things from the perspective of this person. We must understand that for change to happen, we need patience, we need perseverance. A lot of people are expecting that as soon as the presidential election was over, that Mr. Peter Obi is going to just come out and begin to they took the power from him. He should be fighting for this, he should be fighting for that. But no, he's not doing that. In fact, to some extent, Mr. Peter Obi was saying that even if I ended up not becoming the president of this country, in my own capacity, I am going to ensure that I am speaking on the policies that people are making, on the policies that our leaders are making, how they can do it better and all of that. And I highlighted on that. That is what leadership is all about. You don't have to be in the position of leadership before you can give your opinion on things that can be done at a place to become better. No, you don't need that. A leader is somebody who sees things who sits somewhere and he sees that, what these people are doing, or to some extent, this is the future of what these people are doing. What can we do to become better at it? A leader looks at it, he looks at the structure and look at how such policies can be modified. Okay, let's modify this policy and see how this policy can work in our favor. That is who a leader is.
Yeah.
Yes, political party cannot help us, but this man, he can't shoulder all the responsibility.
Surely.
He can't. We must understand that. And for Kenneth Okonkwo, a lot of people have been backlashing him that he has been bought over or something. But to some extent, we should reason with all of the 17-point agenda that is used. All that we are discussing so far is just a fragment of some of the things that he said.
Well, you made mention of something that a lot of people have been saying, that it's possible for him to have been bought over. This thing equally came to mind because there is this saying in Nigeria that there is no smoke without fire. Why all of a sudden is he coming out to condemn the same man? He sang his praises, because I believe all this agenda he's presenting are things he could have presented to him. He could have talked about why he was campaigning and speaking for the party. And also, like you said, that Peter Obi coming to Labour Party, he didn't come in there as the president of the party or the chairman of the party. He came, and as a matter of fact, his coming to Labour Party brought boost to the party, because before now, Labour Party wouldn't have been able to present a candidate that would have made such a wave in Nigeria politics, But Peter Obi came, and because his aim was not to come and begin to check the foundation of the party, he has a motive which he is focused on. And of course, we know that to achieve your aim in life, you must be focused. You must be focused on that, and which was what Peter Obi did. Now, but I want to find out, judging from what Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo is saying, he's trying to condemn, or should I say, the process which he was part of, because he is a barrister, all right? The process which he was part of, he saw everything that played out in the court, how Obi, being a law-abiding citizen, tried to reclaim the mandate in the right way. Now, what can you say about what Kenneth Okonkwo is saying? Is it that Mr. Obi made a mistake by the way he tried to handle the situation, or that Kenneth Okonkwo is just trying to fault him unnecessarily? What can you say about that?
Well, we should understand that everybody is accountable to their opinion. everybody has, it is part of our constitutional right, the right to express yourself, the right to express your thoughts. Everybody has an opinion to this. As much as we are looking at this from the negative aspect, that at this point Mr. Peter Obi needs Kenneth Okonkwo the most and he's leaving, we should understand that everybody has the right to their opinion. And you see, political party is not an eternity thing. It is not something that you are there now, you will be there for life. It is not like that. We have seen, if you see that something is not in support of your something does not support your values, it doesn't replicate the value that you are standing for, you can leave. On this matter, I was listening to Aisha Yesufu, and she was saying that the reason why she has not joined a political party is that she hasn't seen a political party that stands for what she stands for, that stands for what she represents. And according to her, she said if she ever joins a political party, if she ever sees a political party that stands for what she represents, she's going to be there for life. It is going to be a do or die affair for her. So we should understand that he has come. Once upon a time, he said, okay, this man has the value that I support. And he is saying now that this man, this is how I would have loved this thing to be done. Though for me, I would have liked that before he tendered this public whatever, he could have just called Mr. Peter Obi, talk to him about this thing. See, sir, this is how we started, but see where you are going. Can you let us into maybe there are some plans that you have changed that we didn't know about. So what I'm saying here is that there is no conversation, because following up with this, there are quite a number of persons who has called Mr. Peter Obi and they were asking him, what do you see of what Mr. Kenneth has done? Did he talk to you about it? They didn't talk about it. So I see here that he could have communicated with Mr. Peter Obi himself. Talk to him and see how they can reason together. Sir, these are the things that I saw that you are not doing again. Oh, Paul is well. Can you let me into your itinerary? Can you let me into what you are doing? Maybe he's not seeing it, or maybe there's something Mr. Peter Obi is doing on the background that he's not aware of. But no, he didn't do that, but he just went ahead and began to talk about the things that he saw. And it is a thing that we see in leadership. It is a thing that we see happening because your leader is not, maybe you feel like your leader is not carrying you along. The leader, it may not come to the person's consciousness to do that. It may not come to the person, okay, let me talk to these people, or maybe time, things happen, life happens. We've seen that people want to do something and it did not even occur to them to do that. But it is your duty as a follower to reach out to the person.
Yeah.
Sir, these things that you are doing, can you let us into it? I'm not understanding anymore. He is the visionary. He's the one carrying the obedience movement. Call to him. Let him explain better. Maybe there's something you are not on this, you are not getting any longer. Call his attention to it so that he can explain better. So this is what I see that Kenneth Okonkwo is not doing in this case. And before the fact that he is a lawyer and he needs clarity, he could have just asked.
Okay. Oh, well, I will say that, oftentimes we've seen this thing to be a system in Nigeria politics that most of our politicians, they hardly last in a particular political party. And that is why we took a story some time ago here that political party help the situation we have in the country? To me, I believe one can just leave a place. Something prompted your membership in a place, and the time comes you feel like you are no longer feel free to be here. You can just leave without criticizing. You can just leave without condemning somebody whom everyone has seen you sing his praises. This thing in Nigeria politics where because I want to believe that if Peter Obi later won the presidential race, Kenneth Okonkwo wouldn't come out to do this. All right. So, and that has brought about so many confusion. Many people have saying a lot of things. It's not wrong for anybody to have, believe or think that Kenneth Okonkwo has been bought over. It is not wrong because we see this thing playing out that in Nigeria, people want to join the moving train. Whether the train is leading to the right place or not, so long as it's a moving train, everybody wants to be part of the national cake. So on that, I want to say that Kenneth Okonkwo, in as much as he's entitled to his opinion, he has said that the PDP, which he was once a member of, of course, APC too, some years ago, he has talked about them in good time. And last year, he was singing all over everywhere about the Labour Party and Peter Obi. And all of a sudden, not even too long, he's out to denounce his membership, in Labour Party. And to further, what made it worse is the fact that the man who he was part of the people, going to court and witness everything that played out in the court. He is now saying that all of a sudden he lacks the capacity to lead Nigeria. So to me, I believe that in as much as he's entitled to his opinion, we should consider the what is going to happen after the after effect or whatever we are saying, the after effect or whatever we are doing. Now, to me, I feel that Kenneth Okonkwo never put into consideration how his speech is going to affect the image of Peter Obi and the Labour Party. Now, this thing is it now like a political thing in Nigeria system or a standard in Nigeria that nobody lasts in a particular party, and when you want to leave, you must condemn the people you were once seen singing their praises. I don't know your final note on that. How is it? This we see it almost all the people, like all the people in APC today. Most of them has been in PDP, and when they were in PDP, they were singing the praises of the people in PDP, and when they leave, they will surely want to condemn these same people. They once sang their praises, which is what Kenneth Okonkwo. So how do you see this thing as a system in Nigeria politics? How do you see it? Is it because regardless of the agenda that Kenneth Okonkwo has presented, we still see it to be similar to what most other politicians have done in time past whenever they left the political party they were to the current one.
Well, we should understand that even Mr. Peter Obi himself was never born and bred by a Labour Party.
Yes.
Peter Obi joined Labour Party now. It is not even up to 18 months that he joined Labour Party. So yes, he also left a political party to join Labour Party so that it can work for him. But what I just say with Mr. Peter Obi is that when he left the previous political party, he didn't go about backlashing them. So I think it is a Nigerian thing that when you see that a political party is not aligning with your values, you leave. But then moving to the second question on when people leave a political party, they begin to speak against the political party. Over time, we are seeing that happen. When Buala was the spokesperson for PDP, was a spokesperson for Atiku Abubakar during the presidential election. Now, he's a cabal of APC. And, to some extent, he's not directly throwing shades at PDP, but to some extent, he's speaking against them because all that he's doing is to support the party that is now is now in support of. And we see that even in the APC, as long as you are in APC, even if the policies they are making does not align with your values, they have that standard. You must never speak against them. And over time, we see that anybody who tries to speak against them, they get kicked out. So I think it is wisdom when you leave a political party. I think this man has done well. He has given his reasons, and his reasons are valid. That is why he's leaving. At the same time, we should understand that even Mr. Peter Obi supporters, the obedience movement, they are giving their reasons that regardless of what Kenneth Okonkwo has come, so we have our solid reason why we are sticking to this man, because this is a man of integrity. He's not somebody who wants to take power by grabbing. He's not someone who wants to take power by, he doesn't want to take it by force, because we cannot use the same strategies that we cannot use the same strategies that we see people in power using. We can't use it against them too. No. We can't achieve results by that. So the only way we can achieve results is to be strategic in our planning. And this man's strategies, it looks like it is not working now. It looks like he's been overly, he is acting like he doesn't have sense. Let me use that layman English. Like, it is looking like, no, sir, look at this thing. These people are bullying you. You are still going through court process. Just imagine. He was recently accused of plotting the protest, and he went to the court. If it had been another person, they could have turned it to Twitter war and be, using it would be a word banter between them on Twitter. I didn't do that. So we can say that he's a man who wants to go through the due process. And anybody who cannot help him in going through that due process, you see, it is a free world. It is a free world. Anybody can choose to leave and anybody can choose to stay. So he has given his word, the reason why he's leaving. At the same time, his supporters ask the reason why they are still sticking with him. So we should commend everybody's opinion at that.
All right. Well, on a final note, you said something, to get a different result, you must do something differently. So if Nigeria and anybody wants to or aims to retrieve power from these people who are mismanaging power, you don't go about it the same way they got the power. And that is why we see Peter Obi, someone who always want to, because he still believe, in as much as we know that the Nigerian law judiciary is highly dilapidated, but he still, because he's somebody who believes in process, he still goes about his things, in the due process, in the way that he feels is legal. So, and on that, we want to say that everybody has their rights, the right to their opinion. And Kenneth Okonkwo just did that. The fact that he has come to condemn Peter Obi, and say he is not worthy or lack capacity to be a leader, does not really mean that Peter Obi has lost or lacks the capacity to be a leader. Everybody has entitlement to their opinion. And that is why our viewers will also want to hear your view on this. Is it really true that Peter Obi is not a man that can lead Nigeria? How do you see what Kenneth Okonkwo, who we saw singing praises of the same man last year during the presidential election, how do you see his recent speech about the same man? Would like to hear your comments in our comment section. So we will go on a quick break, and when we are back, we'll visit other stories. Please stay tuned.